This episode of The Patch is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website, portfolio, or online store. For a free trial and 10% off, go to squarespace.com and use offer code PATCH11. That's PATCH and the numbers 1 and 1.
Hey, everyone, it's a batch.
Welcome to an all-new episode of The Patch.
Official.
Go.
What happened to the other one?
It's over there. See, it's behind those jalapeno chips.
Okay.
There's jalapeno chips off camera.
Clearly.
Good.
One is
in case it gets hungry, it's all right.
If you look behind the chips, you'll find the hourglass.
So I
There's
believe
a weird reverb in here.
Yeah, it's
I
when
can
you're
hear
being
Lindsay
close to
coming from everywhere.
I'm in the other
speakers
room
from
now.
the control room. So I believe this
Also,
is
they're
patch
static
number
clean.
26.
Sure, I'll go with
Half
it.
a year of the patch.
Nice.
We made it. So fuck all the haters. We're here to talk about
Haters
video
gonna
games,
hate us.
video game news.
And butterflies.
And
We have
dickheads.
leftover balloons from
clearly.
Stretcho's guest appearance this past Monday on the RT podcast.
I can interfere with your shot. Oh, let's see. This is like bow
Nice.
tie. You can't escape the butterfly. All right.
So big week in games.
It was. It's been huge. I've been
PS4
playing so many things lately.
PS4 launch, first of
Uh-huh.
all, first and foremost.
This will be the end of
Coming
the
up
week.
in
Yeah.
2
Oh,
days.
peanuts for.
I think they're having an event at the Standard Hotel. They said it was
Wait.
like people's last chance to buy.
We didn't do
PS4s.
introductions.
Oh,
No.
Gus, Lindsay, Ryan, Gus.
And there you go.
Chair.
Come
Who
at me,
was
bro.
filling in for Gus at the last second before we started because Gus
have to
decided to run
establish
and
it.
get the balloon hats. Yeah.
So I guess like in a brilliant marketing ploy, Sony's having a launch event at the Standard Hotel in New York where they're going to have an additional 444 PlayStation 4s available.
Wow.
If you have not
Yeah.
pre-ordered it yet, this is the last chance you have
So
to get
just
one at
get
launch.
a plane to New York.
Yeah.
And then show up.
Was
I
it-
think right now, as we are live, Bernie and Gavin are doing a meetup at the Standard Hotel in
I
New
was
York
going to ask
anyway.
if that's where they are, one. And two, in the article, too, didn't it say, I think it was Joysticks or Kotaku who posted it, but they said right now in the article, it's like, it's happening now. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, I guess it's like, and they're taking first come, first serve in the line. So
Yeah.
good luck, guys.
No cash, credit card only.
Yeah, credit card only, too. You're screwed
That's
if you have
interesting.
a 5.
Yeah, they probably don't want to make change. Like they don't want to have
Yeah.
employees get mugged afterwards. If they
Nah.
sell 444 PlayStation 4s at
Live it-
$400 each.
Yeah, the rest of it's a tip, you know? If you leave anything over.
No, I mean,
Unless,
for, like,
unless
the
you're a rich
muggers.
10-year-old, you're
Fucking-
screwed, though.
It's New York. There's some guy in a hoodie outside waiting.
Well, you think there's not security there right now guarding the PlayStations? Or do they all just leave when the money's gone?
Well, there are sharks guarding some.
Well, that's
in
at Xbox, right?
Australia?
New Zealand.
Yeah, that's Xbox
There it is.
One. You're
Which
right.
I think they put
I think
20
this-
sharks in a tank.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think this
they're-
is hilarious too because it's like, oh, we're gonna protect the first Xbox that'll ever be sold, except for the ones that already got shipped from Target. It's like they're already out there in the world. What are you protecting
it's
now? This was
clearly-
a great promotion that just got fucked up by Target.
It's a beautiful PR stunt. Come on.
So, according because of the international date line and time zones, New Zealand will be the first continent to get both or the first country, I should say, to get both the PS4 and the Xbox One. So they're not hiding, but they have an Xbox One. The first one they're going to sell in New Zealand in
It's
this
deep away.
Shark Tank.
Like the ether from Thor 2.
I've not seen it yet.
Oh.
Nerd.
Spoilers.
But I think yeah, you're right. It's a great idea. But like you said, it was Target who shipped
Target,
out a
yeah.
few Xbox Ones.
I think they said
early.
it was 100 or less that made it out early, but there's already been videos of people playing with them.
Yeah,
they
one-
can't get on live yet, but
Well, one guy did. The first guy, he posted an unboxing video on YouTube and
That's
had like a video of the dashboard, but it got removed.
what do you think Xbox Live Central looked like when they had that first ping from an Xbox One come in? They're like, what happened?
Yes.
Where is
Sir.
it? Squelch it. Kill it now.
There's a beacon on the radar.
He said he was able to get online, download the
get
day
the
one
patch,
patch,
yeah.
but now he
Funny.
can't connect
Is
Xbox
it,
Live.
was his unboxing video, did he try and make it like high quality, fancy lighting and everything, or was it like a dude in his bedroom like,
Yeah,
check
like
it
a
out?
glass of wine.
Yeah,
and,
I know. Look at these shadows.
I did not see it, sadly, so I don't know. I'm betting it was.
I'll watch and review later.
I'm
I'll leave a
betting-
comment. Don't worry.
It might be gone. Can you leave comments on YouTube anymore?
Is
Oh,
everything
yeah.
really gone?
The
Oh, no.
commenting system on YouTube, okay,
God.
I understand a lot of the beef about it. I totally understand how annoying it is to see posts that are super long, one, and just a lot of over and over repeated messages now that people are trying to get it to change. It's just a lot of people commenting, please change back to the old interface. We hate it.
Yeah.
Navigation-wise, not a fan, but I'm a huge fan of the filters. I'm so glad now that there's a way that I don't have to see everyone's spam messages. I can filter off what I need. It's nice.
Well, there's also that thing that people are doing where, now when there's long comments, there's that link that says, like, continue this
Yeah.
comment. And instead of a JavaScript, people will make a link that looks like that, and it'll,
Yup.
like, link to, like, a screaming video or something else.
The thing, though,
or
about
a
that,
dick picture.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's really scary, though, is there's been several people that have, or at least a few that have posted
Nice.
that look like they can make kind of vanity names and look like they're someone else. So we had a video where somebody posted as Let's Play, and they had the little icon that we have in the corner and everything.
Well, they did that previously with the old comment system.
Well, this one's a little bit more dangerous, I feel, because they had a download link included in that was pointed to some shifty site that was advertising some Minecraft PDF. So, by the way, if you see a link and it's from Let's Play, it's not from Let's Play. Don't click it.
Don't do it.
Well, in the old comment system, I occasionally saw people who would make Rooster Teeth accounts, and then YouTube has that feature that a lot of people don't know about, is when you make a channel, you can have it automatically redirect to another channel. So when people would click on the fake Rooster Teeth, it would auto redirect to the real one.
Gotcha.
And so it seemed legit, but it was not. We're not trying to sell you, I don't know, imitation diamonds.
Dick enlargements.
What do people sell? Dick enlargement.
Yeah,
That's it, right?
That's a common online
Dick enlargement
thing, right?
and porn.
Penis increase. I wouldn't
From
know.
the internet.
Dick stuff.
I tried it once. I don't think it worked.
You're the one wearing a dick on your head when we started.
That's true.
Sorry, I removed it. Very uncomfortable.
I can't believe you're apologizing for that.
My face is here, guys. Okay? No.
So the reviews for Knack on the PS4 are not going as well as I hoped. They're all very,
You were hoping
very
that it was going to do well?
mediocre. It seemed like a cool concept. Junk robot?
Sure.
What's not to love?
I know nothing about Knack. Lay it on me.
It was like
What's the premise?
a robot who, there it is,
Okay.
a robot who collects junk and gets bigger and stronger.
Okay.
It's like
a transformer.
No
It's
way.
like it's a transformer rolled into Katamari Damacy.
Well, Transformers are sentient beings who I assume are born that way. They don't really adapt to their environment, and
Nah, that's they've got when they're born, they have to learn what they want to be. Like, I want to grow up to be a fire
I want
truck.
to transform to be
Yay!
like you.
Do you think like they start as little robots and they hit puberty and then they gain their changeability and they're like,
Son.
oh,
They start to leak in different places.
I see that your bolts are hanging a little lower than they normally have been. We need to talk.
have you been giving yourself lube jobs again?
I found oil in your bedroom.
What's going on in that bathroom?
I learned from you.
Oh man. Yeah, totally
So if you ever want to talk to your kids about sex in the future, just use Transformers as a metaphor.
Transformers
It's great.
is a good analog.
Not Beast Wars though.
No,
we don't
no,
want to do
no,
that.
no.
None of that.
That's the kinky stuff.
What was it? I can't remember their name. Optimus Primate? and-
Optimus Primal. I
Optimus
believe.
Primal.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Get it
Apologize.
right.
Sorry,
Optimus
guys.
Primate's
Sorry.
pretty good too. Some of the
Tyrannosaurus
other
Rex.
launch titles. Reviews for Killzone are decent, not great.
It's a Killzone title.
Yeah,
That's all.
people they say that it's better than the last PS3 Killzone title, which people generally hated or not hated, were disappointed in.
Yeah.
Apparently they've streamlined it a bit.
Some footage for it now playing. I was gonna say aesthetically looks beautiful, and that's what I've been hearing. Is aesthetically it's gorgeous. People are liking all the lens flares that fly by.
Yeah, I'm
J.J. Abrams influence.
I'm definitely picking that up at launch. And then there's also, I guess, like a PSN game called Contrast, where you play as a character like in a 1920s style setting, and you switch between like real life and a shadow world to accomplish objectives. So it's like if there's no way you can make a
familiar.
jump, you can like switch to shadow and then make the jump there. So it's very like very stylized, very retro looking.
It sounds kind of like Twilight Princess when you go into the other realm.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like the Netherverse. I
That's
can't remember
what
the
it
name
was.
of it for now. Yeah, I was trying to give an example. I'm like, it's kind of like Twilight
That sounded
Princess.
really familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, not fantastic, mind-blowing reviews, but solid.
Yeah.
Okay. And
5
also,
out of 10.
I didn't.
Might play again.
Might
Also,
start playing?
Yeah.
I didn't know that they were remaking Flower for the PS4.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Ray was surprised too. Ray, that's not his game type. You can probably tell. I like it. It's very relaxing and soothing, but I like a lot of common games like Minecraft where you're allowed to go into an open world and create and, move around. With Flower, obviously, you don't have as many things to play with. You can't adapt that much to your environment. But if you're down for just a relaxing ride and you just want to till about a bit, it's pretty nice.
Till about?
Till
Is
about.
that a play
I've
on
been hanging out
words
with
there?
Gavin.
Pretty
Too
solid
much, yeah.
word. I like it. Yeah.
So yeah, Flower I'll definitely pick up. I never played it
Yeah.
previously, so I feel like this is a good title for me to pick
If
up.
you play it, if you turn off the lights, especially if you have a big television, and just play it for a couple minutes, and then look around the room, and you'll see flowers everywhere, like dancing around your apartment. You're like, whoa!
I mean, well, clearly, there's all these titles that are getting updates, Ghost, and Assassin's Creed, but really, what everybody wants to know is how good is Flower going to look on the next gen consoles?
Probably
1080p,
amazing.
60 frames a second.
You
heard it
they
here
better.
second.
How many pedals though?
Pedal
the
technology. I bet the pedals have AI now because they've got that kind of space.
They spore themselves.
It's a fish joke from about a month ago.
I don't know if you remember, there was a big deal about Metal Gear Solid 2 on the PlayStation 2 when they had the trailer, they talked about how they were implementing features into the game, like let's say you knocked over a cup with ice in it. And if like multiple ice cubes were together, they would melt more slowly than if an ice cube like wandered off by itself.
Ice melting technology.
I know, integrating more physics into the game.
I'm living in the world of tomorrow.
I was going to say, this is Ryan's dream. He's like, ooh,
it's like, how long does it take to implement that? And couldn't they have spent that time not putting Raiden in the game?
Nah, cube melt dynamics are very important.
Awesome.
All right.
If you could conduct science experiments in video games, that'd be fantastic.
How else would you know
awesome.
the optimal temperature for your beverages in a game that doesn't allow you to drink them?
It's true.
Excellent point, Ryan.
I just see Gus in game now, like your character picking up the thermometer that you have to test the temperature. You're like, this coffee's good.
Yes,
we'll
excellent.
Drink it now.
It is suitable. So I'm just going to go through. I got a bunch of PS4 news. I'm just
Have
hitting
that.
all of these topics because I feel like we got to hit them all.
Hit me.
So I guess also people did they did a timing of the installation for various games on the PS4 to see how fast it takes from the time you put in a disc to the time you're able to start playing. Some of them, like Knack, you can start playing in seconds, and Killzone apparently get in under 3 minutes.
And they said the reason that you had to wait anyways was because they had a mandatory not loading screen, a whole narrative as like a pregame setup to explain the game, and then also a mandatory character customization. So that's what they were waiting on.
Right.
It wasn't necessarily actual loading the game. It's like you have to do these features. So.
But still, that's great. I mean, from the time you put a disc in to the time you're playing the game.
Yeah, if that's the biggest complaint, that's fantastic.
Well, I mean, however, that probably doesn't include any. PlayStation's had an issue where they have a lot of patching that takes place. So
supposedly that's fixed. There is a day one patch.
All right.
So you're gonna have to download and install
console
that.
patch.
But I hear that moving forward, the patching system's been revamped so that you won't have that problem anymore.
Okay.
Crossing my fingers. That was my biggest. My biggest problem with my PS3 was I would play it so infrequently because I would only play like big games, that I wanted to play on the PS3. That when I would go to put in a new game, it'd be like, oh, let me start this. I'm gonna go eat dinner while this patch is, and I'll come back and get to this later.
Do you feel like the downloads on that, or one thing I've always had a problem with from anything from Xbox Live, it always feels like the downloads coming from them are super slow compared to anything else. Like if you're pulling down a DLC, if you're pulling down patches.
Yeah, I've had to do a couple updates for Halo when I was recording game night for after Caleb filmed, and it was the same way. I'd have to come back in like a few hours from my desk. I'm like, I'll work on something else for now.
Or cloud save, or the cloud system seems like it takes forever.
I'm
used to Steam where it's just it's seamless. I load up Steam at home and it's just my game saves from work are already there. Versus Xbox, it's like, all right, we're gonna wait for this window for a minute.
But then you have so much time to think about your
There might
life.
also be a
I
side
don't
effect.
want to think. I want to play. That's why I'm
You
doing
have
Might also
children
be a
now.
side
Play
effect
with
of our
your
shitty
kids.
internet here.
No, well, that's fair.
That's true.
No, it happens at home too.
In certain areas too, in around this office, anyways, you can't connect to Xbox Live unless you test your connection.
Oh, yeah.
Just depending on certain spots in the building.
I did not used to have that problem. I have that problem at my desk now. Like a week ago, it started.
We fixed it actually in the
Oh yeah,
achievement
I was just gonna say it used to be half and half. Where if you were on Michael's side, it would be totally fine. If you were on Jeff's side, you'd have to do it. You have to test connection in order to connect.
I
Now
bet
it's
when they
fixed.
fixed yours,
Yeah.
they broke mine.
After we
had to
had
make
that thing where we
sacrifices,
couldn't
Gus.
play Minecraft, what I did was I went in there and got Adam to take all of our Xboxes off of the main network, and they're all on a separate switch going straight to the internet.
Yeah. It's
So
like
apparently
alchemy. Trade out.
We have a photo that Bernie just tweeted of the event going on right now.
Nice.
So if you'd like to see,
It's purple.
it's dark.
It is. See, I
That's our reporter in the field, Bernie Burns.
We're going to do
reporting
an in-depth
live.
interview with him later. What appears to be a light through a window.
There may be aliens.
How drunk
Signs.
are you,
Confirmed
Bernie?
signs. Yeah.
No.
Solid. No, okay.
You're freaking me out.
Now you're dolphin.
I've been playing a
No,
lot
I'm
of.
the alien from Signs.
I've been playing a
Throw
lot
water
of
on me.
XCOM Enemy Within.
Really? Yeah. Well, how you liking it? I started up, but I haven't gotten far in.
Fucking love it.
Yeah?
I played it a ton last night. Been playing it a bit today at my desk when I have a chance. Awesome game. It reminds me of how much I loved Enemy Unknown. And there's like enough small changes to the game where it's all new to me.
The one thing about it that seems kind of weird is I started messing with it today at the office. It's got a whole separate set of achievements that are not tied to the original at all, which is kind of sad for me because coming into it, it's also got all the DLC packs from previous stuff included, which I never played any of. So I would have liked to have done the achievements for that. My first playthrough was all on Steam, so I have none of the Xbox achievements. And I would have liked to have got all of them in one go, but I guess I can't.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that Enemy Within would acknowledge your Enemy Unknown save and at least allow you to load that game or access the characters you had, but it doesn't recognize them at all. Like, I went through the process, like, I had left all my Enemy Unknown saves on an old USB stick, so I was like, oh shit, I gotta find it. Went around my house, found it, uploaded it to the cloud, then went to load it from within Enemy Within. Nothing.
No.
Like I wasted all that time for nothing.
It seems like it's a truly standalone title. That being said, it doesn't. A lot of the achievements that are tied to it are not nearly as intense as the original were. It doesn't seem. It's much easier 1,000 points than the original.
The original had that one achievement where you had to take the character from the first level and take him through to the end of the game and
Honestly,
have him live.
That one I don't think was as bad as the one where you had to have one character do an entire landing by himself or herself.
Yeah.
I still haven't gotten that one.
That's fucking tough.
But I mean, how much of the new content have you gotten? You said you've played what, 6 hours?
Something like that. I've unlocked the genetics lab and the cybernetics lab.
Which you do at like mission 2. You unlock
you unlock the ability. So I have them built.
Yeah.
So I have soldiers in those programs right now getting the cybernetics and the genetic enhancements. I don't have them out yet, but I should have them out like my next mission.
It seems like they really set it up like you kind of have to focus on one or the other.
Yeah.
Or do you feel like you can get both done?
In the cinematic where they introduce that mechanic, they definitely play it like that. Like it's the research and the engineers arguing about the two different paths, and they make it seem like you have to pick one or another. Fuck it, I was like, I built both, and
I guess
see how it goes.
It comes down to how much space do you have at the end, right? Because you really have to build a lot of the facilities to be able to do.
It's
anything.
like the first thing I start doing is I just start drilling down and building that elevator and just excavating. It's like I know I'm going to need this space because you don't ever want to encounter a situation where you're like, oh fuck, I need to build something right now. Oh, I got to wait 5 days to excavate and then the build time on top of that. So, yeah, it's like the first thing I do.
I'm not super familiar with any XCOM games, but is it also like Mass Effect in that your choices decide what kind of character you are in the end, or like result in consequences based on who you talk to and what choices you make?
It's very open. It's a lot more open than Mass Effect, I'd say. The individual character doesn't matter so much. Like, the individual characters definitely have story. Well, not story. They have background.
Yeah.
But the overarching campaign, it's like your entire base is is more like
Got you.
Your
character. And it's definitely possible to lose in that game. You can have played it for hours and then reach a point where you're like, I have made bad decisions in the past, and now I cannot progress this game anymore.
In
it's
that
like
sense,
life.
I know that game. Is it so? In that sense, is it kind of like a bigger kind of variant of a tower defense in a way, almost? In like overarching,
it's kind of RTS-ish and sort of. It's not really tower defense because you don't really build structures and then defend against anything attacking. Though there's one achievement that I don't know if it was something introduced in the one of the DLCs that I didn't do, but it said something about using 4 security forces to defend something. I don't know if that's one of the new mission types.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Enemy Within or not. But.
Well, it sounds like from what you guys are saying, a lot of the gameplay depends on your fortresses and how you interact with the other characters that are in your control specifically.
Essentially, there's 2 different games in this.
Okay.
There's one, you build your base. Your base is never attacked or anything, but you the base has resources in it, and it allows you the different upgrade trees.
Yeah.
So then, using your base, you could perform upgrades and have different
and move
weapons.
up different branches of the skill tree that you prefer.
Right.
Okay.
And then
for your characters,
your soldiers, then who live in your base, go out on missions and fight aliens.
Gotcha.
So it's like base building, technology research, and then your soldiers go out using your technology and fight aliens.
Okay, cool. Kind of like, I mean, a little loose interpretation, but in Assassin's Creed, where you have your clear main campaign game, you're doing everything at home, and while that's happening, you have assassins that you have hired who are going overseas and doing missions and then reporting back to base for you.
Except that you do those missions.
Yeah,
you control the missions.
Okay, so you're going with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You direct them.
Okay.
You make them
Okay.
shoot and do all of that.
Nice.
So yeah, that's that and BioShock landed the same day. Have you done any of BioShock?
I
yet?
have not.
I know you were hesitant.
I'm going to play the shit out of Burial at Sea. I guarantee you. But I'm just so in love with Enemy Within. Like I love Enemy Unknown was my favorite game last year. I think it was up there. There was a couple of good games last year, but Enemy Unknown was so good. Enemy Within, I'm just like I'm all in again. But I am very happy to see the mediocre reviews for Burial at Sea. People are saying what I was afraid of the whole time. I was right. I called it.
You should have seen his
meme?
face
Gus
earlier. I mean,
was
I was like,
right.
Gus was all
let
just
me
like,
eat those bad reviews. People are complaining there's not enough Rapture, or what did you say? There's not enough meat there?
It seems I've played through. I think I'm about a couple hours in. I'm playing it. I always do the stupid thing where I play it on the hard skill level first, which I think maybe does a disservice to just experiencing the game because you're focused more on sort of the challenge of it rather than looking around. But yeah, it feels a little light. There's essentially like 2 big rooms that you go into that is pre-Rapture, and then you go off to the area that's filled with the splicers and whatnot. It's pretty challenging. I feel like I'm always starved for bullets, more so even than BioShock Infinite.
Yeah.
Infinite was already kind of a resource game, and this one is worse.
So this is Rapture pre-fall, but you're still playing as Booker.
You're still Booker, and Elizabeth's still there.
In part 2, you're going to play as Elizabeth, correct?
I believe that's the setup, yes.
So what I was afraid of from the beginning, and what I said was, I did not want to revisit a place that I already liked. I likened it to the Star Wars movies. It's like the trilogy was fine. The new trilogy starts explaining too much shit, and you're like, no. I don't want to know about midichlorians. I don't want to know that Anakin Skywalker was a whiny little bitch.
I don't think you really get too much of that. I mean, honestly, it's interesting to walk around in. And again, just like BioShock Infinite.
That's the new one.
Yeah, that's the next sequel.
For dyslexic people.
It's really pretty. Like just walking around in it. If you appreciate the art of a game, walking around it is fantastic.
That's what I had read in the initial start of the game. A lot of people were liking, one, the return to Rapture. Obviously, that's a huge thing. But in that you can hear people, the NPCs going around talking about the structure of Rapture itself, how it was created, how excited they are for this new city and the civilization.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, them questioning their leader. And they're like, okay, at the same time, we're kind of worried. And like, I don't know, it's a nice little like hint of foreshadowing. We're like, remember this? Remember this?
Which it's fun to appreciate. I can see how some people might think that it's almost like Rapture the Disney ride because you're just moving through these sort of vignettes.
As long as I have a fast pass.
They're organic. I mean, you just wander around and you'll happen into these conversations pretty naturally. And you don't have to. You can just walk right by them. But
one review too. I don't know if you've seen it too, but they were saying that it's kind of cool to see characters using your plasmids too. Like there's waiters that'll come by and light people's cigarettes by snapping their hands, or like they'll transport through areas, and you're like, oh, that guy just went through a wall.
Yeah, like, there is some interesting you can see this how the society functioned with plasmids, but not a lot of it. I mean, honestly, it was pretty. Just a few instances that I saw, and then you move on into the combat portion, which is the kind of undersea.
That was probably one of my favorite things about Infinite was the beginning of the game before you enter combat, where they definitely give you like an hour.
Yeah,
where it's it's calm. You can walk around.
Go do what you want.
You really absorb the atmosphere,
and that really helps build the whole story too. I mean, in Infinite, you had this good long lead up to all the things going down, and the things going down also had a long tail to it. Where I mean, if you juxtapose that with, say, I don't know if either of you played Ghosts. That just came out.
Yeah, I've been trying.
Really? You had problems?
I don't like it.
Well, to me, it feels like the single player that is incredibly short. Thematically compressed, I think would be a good way to put it. It's like rising, falling. The plot is just over so quick, and it didn't build
really
very
short
much.
Climax.
It really was.
Whoa.
Hey, I mean, my wife knows what that's about, right?
It needed some tantra, all right? I mean, it needed a little stretching.
I think Esther needs some tantra.
Whoa.
I got to the point where there's a flashback. And I was like, I can't anymore.
Honestly, the missions are so fast that it's hard not to finish the game just by accident.
Yeah.
I think the average mission is maybe 10 minutes. If that, depending on what skill level you're playing through on.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I've played every other Call of Duty game campaign from beginning to end. I'm sure I'll go back and get to Ghosts again, but right now I just can't. Like I wasn't even playing anything else. It was just like, no, I'm good. I'll just use the internet.
There's a Call of Duty Let's Play coming out today, right? Or has it already gone out?
It may wait. Today's Wednesday. Could be today.
It should be
the
already
Extinction. There's 4-player Extinction Let's Play.
Man, admittedly, I was a little drunk at the time. I was playing some friends of mine. Hey, don't.
Oh wait, camera angle.
Don't imitate me.
Oh, this is
some friends of mine sent me an invite on Xbox Live to play some Call of Duty with them, and we were playing some multiplayer stuff. I quit after one game. Actually, it was like our third game because in our third game, I realized I went 3-26.
Wow.
So I was like, I need to.
In Extinction or in multiplayer?
No, in multiplayer.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I was like, I need to call it quits. It's like I gotta go, guys. I'll be back later. I never went back.
The multiplayer for that whole series is built so much on itself that it's so familiar to the people that play it so hardcore, then doesn't feel like there's a lead up time anymore. You jump in and you're immediately annihilated by all the people that are really good at it already. Like all the skills that they built up in the previous iteration just carry right over, and they just steamroll you. There's no communal learning time anymore when you go into those games.
I would
Like
not
maybe that's
fare
what
well.
Extinction
Yeah.
is for.
I guess. I mean, it's a totally different style. I mean, that's just
That's
your horde mode essentially.
No one has experience in it. They don't
Yeah.
have that communal
That's true.
knowledge
They
already.
have no carryover knowledge.
But going back to BioShock,
Yes,
sorry,
sorry.
just because we deviated from it. I know that at a certain point in the DLC, you get to a chance where you are supposed to go out on a mission to discover a letter. Have you reached that point?
I don't think I've done that yet. No.
Okay, then. That's what I've heard another big complaint is, and that's what I was
Getting
wondering.
a
if you
letter?
reached-
The letter?
Yes.
Mail carrying?
Yeah, pretty much. You have to
Big
find
complaint.
You lose $2 billion in the process somehow. No one really is sure how, but
Some prince in Uganda is asking me for money. What's happening? Yeah, but I can't remember the character's name from BioShock, the original one, but he's a doctor. I'm not super familiar with the series, but you have to go out and find an invitation to a party that he is
Oh, no,
throwing.
no, yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay, so you have reached that point.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's pre-combat. That's basically just the setup for getting down to the under area.
Right. And I hear that a lot of complaints are, one, why not just get to the combat initially? It kind of seems like a completely useless mission that you're sent upon. And two, when you're sent upon those missions, you have 3 areas that you can choose from
Yep.
to go to, and no matter which one you choose, whatever you need will be in one area. So there's no point to go to the
Oh,
other
that's
areas.
interesting to know.
Yeah. It's like,
I
okay.
guess I naturally just ended up at the third one last.
Oh, nice. You chose right.
I
Good
will
job.
say that what the fun part of that mission, and this doesn't spoil anything, but it's not doing the searching part. It's Elizabeth has a task, and her dialogue during that is amazing. It's worth it just to go listen to her.
She's supposed to be saucy now. Like,
She's pretty saucy.
She's a minx.
I like
Yeah.
her art direction in Burial at Sea. I like that look they gave her.
It kind of reminds me of a. Did you ever watch the old animated Batman series?
Yes.
Okay, you know the
yeah.
older Poison Ivy with the longer red hair,
Okay,
and
yeah.
she's a little bit more sleek and less like. I always think of Uma Thurman now. I can't help it, but hers
I'm
is a little
sorry.
more classy.
That's
Yeah.
like the
No,
worst
you
one to
shouldn't.
think of.
I know it's a horrible movie, but Uma Thurman's great. It's okay. That's
No.
what it reminds me of. A
Uma
little bit,
Thurman
yeah.
was the best part of that movie,
There
which
was-
isn't
She was.
saying
There's
much.
no best part. This is actually that movie was so bad that no part of it can qualify
That was
as best.
Batman and Robin, right?
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Rubber
movie was-
lips.
That movie was something else. Here, let me read
right.
this thing here. I want to remind everyone that this episode of The Patch is brought to you by Squarespace, the fast and easy way to create your own professional website, portfolio, or online store. Squarespace has been around for 9 years, and they're constantly improving their platform with new features, new designs, and even better support. You can easily embed a Twitch TV player into any page on your Squarespace website so you can share a favorite gaming moment. Squarespace starts at just $8 a month and includes a free domain name if you sign up for a year. So if you haven't already, give Squarespace a try. You don't need a credit card, just start building your website. When you decide to sign up, use the offer code PATCH11 to get 10% off and to show your support for The Patch. That's squarespace.com, offer code PATCH11. So since you can embed a Twitch TV player in this, and PS4 and Xbox One have like native Twitch streaming, couldn't you just like make a website that then just streams your stuff
Yeah.
all the time?
Yeah.
So do it. Patch11, 10% off.
Hashtag.
Hashtag Patch11.
No hashtags.
No hashtags.
okay.
Offer code Patch11. So yeah, in addition to PS4 launch, last weekend was also BlizzCon.
Yeah.
So
Blitz.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There
I
was
saw
a-
many a picture. There were many an amazing cosplay. I will say that much.
Yeah, I saw Jessica Negri
Can we all
as
just take a
Blood Elf.
minute?
Yeah.
Can we just
I
take a
saw-
minute to appreciate that Blizzard makes costumes with no midriffs for every female character?
Yep.
So
And
I saw
almost male too. In
That's
a certain
true.
Sense, yeah.
I
Also,
saw-
males have giant shoulders.
It's true.
It's
saw-
like the 80s all over again.
and these giant shoulders and these like impossible weapons that are just like
Yeah.
massive, bigger than them.
I've got a tank on my arm. Don't ask why.
I saw this
how
like
you know you're winning.
compilation of cosplay. This video that was a compilation of different cosplay people. I swear to God, half of it was Jessica Negri.
That's
it's
funny.
like they just followed her around.
Did you see the picture she tweeted? I don't know if it was her boyfriend or friend or fiance. Right? She's engaged. I don't know if she's got married. That's from
There's
what
so
I've
many,
heard.
so many guys around the country that just got sad.
Is that your beer
Oh,
or my beer?
Sorry, everyone. Well, it's mine now. It's on
Damn
my
it.
side of the table. That's how we roll.
Oh, sad beer face.
I'm gonna get a beer in a minute then.
so I'm not gonna be on the patch for a
Oh,
while.
does the man have to get a beer? Do we have no one here that can
People
get him
are
a
busy.
beer?
They're switching. They're doing stuff over there.
But I don't know if it was her fiance or just a friend of hers, but she made a tweet that was really funny, and she was like, blood elves are always the sluttiest class, and then it was him wearing her costume, like covering
that's
his man
funny.
nipples. Yeah.
I did see a picture she tweeted that was like, I'm sitting here just trying to poop and this keeps happening, and someone was like reaching around a bathroom door with a stuffed animal.
What the fuck?
I was like,
What?
okay.
You may have gone a little too far into your personal
Note
life
to
there.
self, I will never poop at BlizzCon. No, thank you.
Oh, I think it was in her hotel room. I
Oh,
think
that's
it was somebody.
Precursor
yeah.
that, Gus.
It was somebody that was in her hotel room,
Now
which
that's
may
gonna
or may
happen
not be
to RTX
creepier.
too. Oh, touche.
So do we have? Is that the photo you're talking about, Lindsay?
Look at that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Nice.
we got
That's
the
a good
photo.
pickup.
It looks like Jordan.
It does kind of look like Jordan.
Well, all right.
Jordan, what are you doing?
I like the leopard print rug.
Nice.
Oh shit! Fucking JJ got me here.
Growl.
Oh, it's some leaves, I think, actually.
Jordan's
There
supposed to
you
be in
go.
Australia. and
Oh,
he's
he
over
even
there half
opened it for
naked.
you.
Opened it. Thanks, JJ.
That is service.
Man.
But with no smile.
No.
There was
Smiles are
there
not
was
allowed.
no joy. It was just like going down to 6th Street. Can I have a beer?
Yes.
Here you go.
Asshole.
Do I have to leave like $1 in the glass jar somewhere? Then I'll get a smile on the next one.
Pretty much. Sorry, guys.
Just
You're
put it
not
in
a pretty
the, put
college
it in the
girl.
teeth. There we go.
So bunch
Why
of
do we even have this stuff?
Is
It's
that the
not
sound
in
teeth
camera.
make?
You can't
it's
see it
it's
on
in the
any
wide.
frame.
It's in the
Okay.
wide.
Cut to the wide,
All
please.
right. Anyway, sorry. Please
see, there it
Oh,
is.
there it
BlizzCon.
is.
Too late now. It's over. You missed it.
So bunch of BlizzCon news. Probably the best thing that I saw come out of BlizzCon was the cinematic trailer for Heroes of the Storm,
Yeah.
which is the Blizzard MOBA.
I just love their cinematic
It
department.
So
looks
the thing was that looks amazing. The announcement
Yeah.
video was like the hand-drawn thing that looked like it was made by a 10-year-old. This though is the cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
I would watch a
Fucking
movie
awesome.
of just this.
Honestly, the hand-drawn stuff was I made light of it last time. It was not that bad. It was actually pretty interesting.
Yeah,
as
but
an
it was
animation style.
It was like the first thing they released announcing the name
Yeah.
change of the game. They hadn't released anything.
This, though, of course, is way blows it out of the water. I mean,
Well,
that's
well, from what you're saying too, and I think I know what you're talking about. It was just concept art, right?
No, it
Oh,
was
No,
it was like
a pre-concept art.
no,
like even before.
it was like
No.
if you hired a 10-year-old
well, actually
to make a video.
it's a well-known animator that did it.
He's an animator in the same
It's a
way
style.
Jay or Dan is an
It's a
animator
style.
with quotation marks.
Somewhere Jordan is frowning,
He's in Australia. He's asleep right now.
Yeah.
or in Jessica Negri's apartment.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite part of that trailer is when Raynor's fighting Diablo and he runs out of bullets, and then you see the
targeting
thing,
laser.
and it's just like that moment where his visor closes, and then like the blast
The
shield
blast
closes on
shield.
top of it, and then just see the mushroom cloud.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying that game out. I don't know a lot about it other than it's a MOBA.
So I believe they announced a beta for that. Let me take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the beta sign-up program started this past weekend. So if you have a Battle.net account, you can log in and you can opt in
I should
to
do that.
potentially be selected. You have to run like an application that reads all your hardware specs and then uploads it to them. Oh, here's the
That part.
here's the part coming up where the blast shield closes.
Son of a bitch. He's
Rainer
like-
can't get enough screen time, honestly.
Rainer kind of looks like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he
if
sorta
they ever
does.
do make a movie version, Robert Downey Jr. should
It's
play him.
Robert Downey Jr. with like 10 more miles of bad road,
And that
or one more year on crack.
should be Jennifer
So,
Lawrence.
and they also announced that would be Jennifer Lawrence would be good for
Yeah.
Nova.
She's naturally
or-
blonde. Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Nova is too.
She is?
Yeah, do you know that?
No, didn't know that. Little known fact.
So they
Or
announced
widely known fact,
the beta
Miss
for
Lawrence
that.
is a huge fan. She's probably watching right now.
And
Lawrence.
Hearthstone, how do you say it? Hearth or Hearth?
I thought it was Hearth.
Hearthstone goes into open beta next month. And additionally, they're going to have mobile versions for iOS and Android out in the second half of 2014.
Is Heroes of the Storm? I've seen comments. Is it a fighting game or is it campaign
MOBA.
but with
MOBA.
MOBA? Okay,
Like
cool.
Smite or League of Legends.
Yeah, we had talked about this. Okay,
Hopefully more like Smite.
I saw a lot of complaints of people assuming it was a fighting game. They're like, "Oh, what's going to happen? I don't want that to be a copy of Smash Brothers." I'm like, I don't think it's going to be like that at all. But okay,
Was there? There was. Is there
was-
any tie in there to Dota? I feel
It
like,
was originally called Dawn of the Ancients.
Okay, that's
it
what-
was originally Dota 2.
Ryan and I were
Okay.
talking about that. Yeah, because I saw that there was a name change too. There were some comments about that as well, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so glad that they changed the name to incorporate more characters into the title." And I was like, "Oh, is it connected to Dota?" But I only know Dota from the popular
Yeah, right.
techno artist Space Hunter.
So it was originally Dota. Valve and Blizzard had a tiff about the Dota name. Valve kept the Dota name, and Blizzard kept, I think, the
Everything
developers.
all the content.
No, I think the people who originally developed Dota work for Blizzard, but
All
the
right.
name went to, or did they go to Valve? They went to either.
Can we
Blizzard
get
or
a
Valve.
chart or something?
Yeah.
Well,
CSI crime scene investigation chart.
Bernie and
Enhance.
Bernie and I have talked about this. We think we're going to get a patch fact checker in future episodes. So we're going to have someone just off camera.
Is that the producer? Can we have a producer station where they just sit over there and every time we're wrong, they just flip over to the camera like,
False.
You guys are stupid.
Yeah.
No, they just push spacebar, and it's the YouTube video of Kevin Spacey and Superman going, wrong!
Yeah, perfect.
the Spacey bar?
Yeah. There you go.
That one hurt inside.
Yes, I know Dota's Defense of the Ancients, Adam. Thank you for that. I was curious.
This could be totally coming out of my ass.
He just fact checked you
but-
from a different building.
Yeah.
Wow. Good work, Adam. Didn't Kevin Spacey open a bar called Spacey's Bar? Or Spacey Bar?
No, I did not
am
know
I
that.
wrong?
Mm.
Okay.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. Check it, internet.
Other thing they announced was the new expansion for World of Warcraft,
Yeah.
Warlords of Draenor,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess will involve the origins of the Draenei.
Yes, which is very confusing to a lot of people as well. They think it is a time traveling game in which you have the power to move about different time periods in World of Warcraft, apparently.
Well, there's this whole thing with like alternate realities and
That's
like
what I'm confused about, too.
coexisting simultaneous alternate realities.
Yeah, is it just separate universes? Or are you allowed to change the fate of what's happening in...
You can. Well, that's the one thing you can guarantee about any expansion to the World of Warcraft is no matter what you do, it won't matter 60 seconds later. You can pretty much guarantee as soon as you come back,
Noted.
everything will be back to the way it was.
Awesome.
Well, there was one thing they introduced, one feature they kind of introduced that may actually alter that a bit.
Oh, the garrison.
The garrisons.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, where it's like you can create player-created and controlled outposts that are instanced. So you have to like reinforce them, and then friendly players to you can resupply there, get healed.
Nice.
And
it sounds like it's also got basically resource collection and building associated with it. So it's like they've tried to pull back an element of RTS into...
well, they tried to put the Warcraft back in World of
yeah,
Warcraft.
that's true. Which, that kind of makes me sad because I still would rather have Warcraft 4 than have World of Warcraft upgraded with some sort of RTS elements. But we'll see. I mean, I probably won't try it, but
I believe
someone will see.
They're raising the level cap to 100.
Yep.
With
Saw
this.
that.
Man.
And you can instantly level one of your characters up to 90 to
Yep.
meet the rest of your group. Yeah.
Just to get straight to that in-game content, which...
Yep.
Well, 90 wouldn't be endgame if the cap's
Well, the
100.
new
Yeah.
content, I imagine, will probably be those high-level areas. So I assume
Yeah.
that you'd need to at least be 90 to start.
Yeah.
And you know, if you hadn't been playing in a while, but you wanted to see that,
Yeah, like I missed Pandaria. You know, I
Yeah.
stopped after
oh,
Cataclysm.
that was a gem. See our Let's Plays,
Yeah, there are many Let's Plays out there. Panda Priest. Panda
of
Priest
which
posse
there are, I
roll
think,
out.
4 more that we have never released.
Yeah, I think I do have like 3 behind the scenes of World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
It's just hanging out on my computer.
So it's funny, you know. I did not. I was not drawn in by Mr. Pandaria. I was not. I don't like the Pandarians. I don't like
you
the
don't
whole
wanna be
panda lore.
a panda bear?
They're
You,
fluffy.
you can joke about it. They still have millions of subscribers. They're still like
Yeah.
the #1 MMO, head and shoulders above everyone else. And even at BlizzCon, someone asked them if they were ever going to go free to play. They said, nope.
Nope. Why would you?
No.
I mean, there's still. I'm sure it's still pretty profitable. So
Yeah. Even now, what is this? 9 years later, they launched in October 2004.
I will say the other thing that came with all of this stuff though is they did show off some of the new. It's like a visual overhaul sort of on the characters.
Oh,
and
right.
It's a definite improvement. It seems like it's moving slightly away from their very cartoony style, but it keeps really kind of the spirit of it, but gives it a nice, more earthy grounding to it.
If you think about it, they built this game to launch in the fall of 04 so that mid-range computers that existed in the wild in fall of 04 could run this game. So it's like, we're kind of overdue for adding a few more polygons in there.
It's
Well,
a good
they'd
time
already-
to do it too. Sorry, there's a lot of
No, go
HD remakes coming out, and at this time, so it'd be a good time to be like, "Hey, we're joining everyone
Yeah.
else." Like people won't even notice that it's not a huge thing now. It just seems completely natural.
They'd already
update
overhauled
those
it a
graphics.
bit, right? They'd increased some of the textures and really kind of cleaned it up 5 years ago,
Something like that.
which is amazing that we talk about a game still running that long graphically. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, honestly, look.
Oh,
really
yeah,
good.
we have an example here
Yeah,
on the monitor of, like, I guess the original orc.
Look at that
and,
muscle
the new
definition.
one.
Yeah, he doesn't have those really flat, crappy pecs anymore.
Yeah, and his toenails
Now he's
actually
been to
like
the gym.
toenails.
Yeah, his
It's almost like
toenails-
it's got ambient occlusion baked into it now. It's not glowing.
Yeah.
Ambient
I'm
occlusion.
with whoever's
Yeah.
moving
Wow.
the mouse. He did look. It does look like his dick got a little smaller.
Well,
in upgrade. I don't
mean,
know.
All that extra mass has to come from somewhere, Lindsay.
It's going to the shoulders. That's what's happening.
It's just, when the blood goes down there and then it balances back out. But
I don't know how that
this
works.
all shrinks and then
One day
never mind.
you can tell me at my
No,
desk.
it's okay. You'll be married soon. You'll understand.
You'll get it.
I'll figure it out.
But yeah, I don't know. I might give it a shot again.
Really? You gonna
Yeah.
go back in?
Yeah, I might get back.
Didn't
in
you
there.
say Hearthstone almost sucked you out?
Hearthstone is fucking awesome?
Yeah.
Hearthstone is the fucking shit.
I don't know what I meant by sucked you out, but almost sucked you back in, I think is what I
It
was
sucked
going
me
for.
off.
I knew what
Well,
you meant.
Thank you.
I don't know dicks, but I know what you
No,
meant.
it did almost bring me back in. I mean, it's such a fun game.
Here's some of the gameplay.
So Adam Ellis is in the beta now, and he like started playing it, and it's the kind of game where when they were talking about it and they announced it, I was like, that sounds stupid. That's dumb. I'm never gonna play that. Then I started playing the beta. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking addictive. It is so good. So I'm glad there's a new pool of people coming into the open beta next month that I can fucking destroy. So I've been playing for a while already. I've got
Come to me.
I've got a bunch of cards. I've got some nice decks built up.
So is all that going to get reset? I mean, it's not a production.
It'll be
your
reset
final
before
release
launch,
yet.
yeah.
Oh man.
Sorry,
Do you feel
guys.
bad about investing all this time and?
No, because then it's like the Call of Duty people. I have all this history in the game already. Like I'll know what's good. I'll know what's not good.
Nice.
It'll parse through it
That's true.
in a hurry. It's a really fun game.
On the free play note too, because you're talking about World of Warcraft not being on free play either, but I know Minecraft was also discussed about not being free to play either. They were like, nope, not gonna happen.
And I'm glad you brought up Minecraft because when we were talking about the PS4, I meant to talk about this.
Oh right.
So, 4J, who develops the console versions of Minecraft, last week we talked about how Minecraft was launched on the PS4, which is wrong. It was originally announced as a launch title on PS4,
Yeah,
but
and
they've
then
since
retracted.
pulled back.
Yeah.
They're refocusing on PS3 first.
I saw that,
to
yeah.
get that out, and then once the PS3 version's out,
There were many rejoicing PSers.
yeah,
in the
then
comment
they'll
sections.
work on Xbox One and PS4 and getting those out the door.
Which seems backwards because we're right here on the cusp of the next gen release, and then to be focusing on something that's PS3. But I'm sure it's pretty much the exact same idea why GTA 5 was released on 360. It's
There's 80
a
million
wider
PS3s
base, yeah.
in the world.
And
There
those
are
aren't going
0
away.
PS4s right now.
Yeah.
True.
So it's kind of sad though that the next gen releases are getting pushed, but
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Is
He needs another $1 billion because, I mean, the gold plating on everything he owns is getting a little.
Did you?
if you want to see, and I think Gus might be about talking about it too, but the Minecraft documentary is now on YouTube
Yeah.
for free. Yeah, so if you want to check out Notch's house and stuff
can
that
see
he's
all
doing,
the-
yeah, it's pretty cool.
He actually has a puppy that's made entirely out of platinum. It's animated by
The
some
platinum
weird
puppy?
sport. Yeah.
the
It was
PP?
that was made by Two Player Productions, who are the people who made the first season of Penny Arcade TV.
Really,
Yeah,
I did not know.
and
that.
then they did not make season 2 because they went on to make the Minecraft documentary instead.
It's really good. I started. I
And-
watched like 15 minutes going in.
I think Bernie's an executive producer.
Really,
on
Really?
that
that's
film.
awesome.
I think I wish he was here so I could ask him.
Good job, Bernie.
I think
if
he was,
you
he
did
was
that.
involved with that
Yeah.
in some respect.
Here's some of the footage too that's playing.
Yeah, they
They
can't see
can't see
anything on
it.
that TV.
Oh no. Okay, we can
They can-
see
they can
it.
see that
there
too.
we
We can
go.
describe it. There are people
Yes.
hitting ice. More
This
people
is-
hitting ice. This is what Minecraft
This is
all about.
riveting.
This is how they
Still
taught.
hitting ice.
No, this is how they
Yay.
taught Ryan to break ice blocks when he was playing.
Look, so he mined it, and now he's going to craft it into an ice sculpture, and that's how it,
It will be
became
a beautiful
game.
swan, and it will melt with the spring.
Also, last Thursday, Notch was on
Craig
with
Ferguson.
the late show with Craig
later
Ferguson.
after some whatever
It's on late. I know that.
nighttime show.
Yeah, and
It
he
was one of the longest, most awkward interviews I think I've ever
You think it was
seen.
awkward?
really. I
Yeah.
only saw. A
I
couple,
watched about 3/4 of it.
Yeah, I got like the highlight
They,
reel,
like,
so it didn't seem awkward to me.
Ate chocolate and Notch pretended to be a janitor.
They had cake.
Yeah.
For some odd reason.
Yeah.
And Craig Ferguson expressed absolutely no understanding of what he did or Minecraft
I
really at
felt
all.
like almost that was kind of insulting that he didn't bother to research. I can understand for your audience, you ask, what is Minecraft?
Yeah.
What is this? But I felt like he had no idea. He was like, so have you sold it out to anybody? Are you ever going to? He almost like dismissing him like he was not successful or hadn't made money because he had not sold out to a big company yet.
Uh-huh.
If I was Notch, I
False.
would have found that incredibly insulting.
Well, I
Like, he
feel-
didn't even bother to do the most basic research.
That's funny you say that too, because I know I don't know if you heard about this, but the whole Jenna Marbles fiasco that happened a while ago with there was an interview she did. I think it was Good Morning America. I could be wrong, but she did an interview with someone, and kind of the same situation. It seemed like the woman interviewing her didn't know what she did or what her job was, and kind of was like, "How is this person making money making stupid videos?" There was a huge blow up. Obviously, Jenna Marbles fans were upset, and vice versa. But I think it was in the similar situation of people in that medium don't quite understand how popular the internet is, and for a lot of people, that's their television. Like, people watch Rooster Teeth as a TV show. Let's Plays are a TV show for people. So I think this may be another example of that.
Traditional
Well, I think
media being scared of the
Pretty
new
much,
changing
yeah.
world.
Yeah, even in this, Craig
The future is
Ferguson.
now.
Craig Ferguson congratulates Notch for being on the internet and not being on TV, and jokes like, "Are you hiring? You know, do you need anyone?"
Please.
It's like he makes those jokes. It's like, you didn't do any research.
That's funny.
Like you know that this is the future, but you don't bother learning about it.
I do like that Notch says that Mario Kart is not a real game because of the rubber banding. I can agree.
Which is true.
But yeah, I still fucking love Mario Kart though. Shut up.
It's a fun
Shut up.
game, but I think he means like from like a competitive
Yeah,
aspect.
yeah.
You
I
could
completely
never-
understand where he's coming from. It's true. It pits it very much against the people who are in first place. A blue shell can destroy anyone's game.
It's like Mario Party, same thing. You're in first place, not for long.
Princess Peach is coming up.
Your star's about to get stolen, bitch.
Happening. Toad, you asshole. That's for me.
So last thing about BlizzCon, I forgot to bring this
No.
up.
Sorry.
They also announced some details about the World of Warcraft or the Warcraft movie.
Warcraft, yeah.
Warcraft
Yeah.
movie.
A
That
few details,
looked
very light details.
Cool.
So they said that it's going to be like an origin story about when the orcs and the humans first encounter each other.
And this is based on the second Warcraft game?
First.
First.
The very first
Okay.
Warcraft. It's more Warcraft
Yeah.
era than Warcraft 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were clearly saying in the article, they're like, this is not World of Warcraft. Do not connect
No,
it. It's
it's
much
way
further
early
than
back.
Yeah, it's like Thrall's father and like a generation earlier.
the orcs. And funny enough, they compared it in the article that I was reading. They said it's not a struggle between good and evil because they want to portray both sides, the human struggle and the troll
With
struggle.
motivations
Yeah.
and drama.
Orc struggle. I apologize, everyone.
Please,
Sorry.
Oh my
insensitive.
Sorry, I know. I'm going to upset a lot of people there. Yeah, orc, not troll. That's what Hermione gets attacked by whenever she goes to the bathroom.
Lotar.
But it shows both of their perspectives. And in the article, they were like, it's kind of more like red and blue instead of good and evil. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Kinda
Now
like,
it makes sense.
I think I know a show like that.
If only there was a popular culture reference that we could have made there.
Blue's Clues.
I like I like
Red and
that.
Blue's Clues.
I like that approach. So, I feel like they do that with World of Warcraft already, where it's like
Yeah.
it's not necessarily the good guys versus the bad guys. It's just
Yeah.
like two different sides fighting over.
Both with their own unique set of motivations.
Right.
But not necessarily wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Much like
Actually,
have
ahead.
you watched any Miyazaki films or Studio Ghibli? Probably not. I know you
give me
watched
an
some
example
anime.
of what that means.
My Neighbor Totoro.
No, I watched that one.
Okay. I was thinking about Princess Mononoke, which maybe Gus has watched as well.
Oh, I've seen
Similar
it, yeah.
thing.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Similar thing. There's no clear antagonist in the movie. It's just kind of like the fight between nature and humans and the progression of human technology and then like nature trying to reclaim what it had.
One of the most disappointing things I saw Princess Mononoke in the theater.
If you're about to talk smack about Princess Mononoke, I'm just
There's
gonna have
one particular thing you'll agree with me.
All right. Go.
So building up to it, in the trailer, there's that awesome sequence where that one woman's like, "You want to see how to kill a god?" You're like, "Ooh, it's gonna be cool." And then the movie, it's like, "You shoot a god with a gun."
It's true. Yeah.
And I was like, "That was it."
That's like the X-Men 1. Like, hey, what happens when you hit a toad with lightning?
Same thing that happens to everything else. I know.
Oh, I
such
thought
a-
it would be harder. And I thought I
such
would
a
have to
bad
go on a
line.
quest. No?
Nope.
Gun store. All right. Done.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing was creepy.
I'm
Anyways.
coming for you, Loki.
So let's see. I'm gonna go through my list here. Oh, okay, this is something we've mentioned previously. We mentioned this on RT podcast before, but I guess the Banner Saga finally has a release date. It's a game made by Stoic Studios. They did an interesting
Vikings.
thing. Yes, hand-drawn Vikings.
Yeah.
Indeed.
The animation does look a lot like Metalocalypse. I don't know if you watch any
Okay,
of it.
yeah, I can totally see that.
when
That's
you
the
watch
beards and
yeah.
braids
Well,
and
just
stuff.
the animation style in general. I don't know. It kind of looks exactly. If you watch the show at all, it's very much comparison. I felt like they should be bashing out guitars instead of axes and
See, look,
smacking each other.
There's Metalocalypse. Man,
Metro
messed that
rocker.
joke up.
So they had a Kickstarter that I think they initially wanted like $100,000. Ended up getting like $750,000, and in February of last year, they released like the multiplayer client of their game,
Right.
And you could play it, and so you would be able to play it this whole time. And now they're finally ready to ship single player. It's coming out January 14th, I think. Shit, it's not in front of me. It's in January. I think it's the 14th.
Adam, you want to fact check that for us? Wherever you are.
Text Gus angrily.
So it's coming out on PC and Mac January 14th, 2014. I was right.
Nice.
That's a local Austin developer, Stoic Studios. So super happy to see them getting that out the door. I've played the multiplayer quite a bit.
I think they did a bit of testing at PAX East, and I saw some people testing it as well. It looked like an interesting game. It was pretty awesome.
It's got a really cool art style, and it's fun. I like turn-based stuff, and that's like turn-based combat.
Gladius, I think, was another. Is that I'm remembering the title correctly?
I
That was the
think that's the
Gladiatory.
The Xbox One, the
Gladiatorial.
original Xbox game.
Yeah.
Gladiatorial.
Gladiatorial.
Believe, right?
It's like janitorial.
Yeah.
Only with gladiators.
Goodwill Hunting.
Gladiators.
Jeez. But now that you've said that too,
Now that I said gladiators,
yeah,
all right.
going to Gladiator,
for it.
because there was an article also, and going back to movies based on video games. They were thinking about making an Assassin's Creed movie that's coming out in 2015.
Yeah. Michael Fassbender's in that.
Yeah.
And took me so long to look at his picture and be like, oh, you're Prometheus, just without the like super blonde hair and white face.
Or Magneto, depending on if you're Jeff.
Yeah, I never saw X-Men
in
Origins.
First Class.
First class.
Sorry. Never saw it. I know.
And he's also
Get it together,
in Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
They finally had a trailer for that.
Which looks interesting, I guess.
Yeah, do you know
I'll watch it.
First
which
Class was
assassin
definitely
the movie's supposed to be based on?
I don't know. I think I might have it here.
Well, it's Michael Fassbender, and he's super white, so I'm going to guess it's one of the later ones.
That's why I'm wondering, because whenever I pulled up the article, it was Connor at the top, and I can tell you right now that if Connor is the lead of that movie, it is not going to do well.
Well, I think...
I wonder if it's maybe Michael Fassbender may not necessarily be the assassin, too.
Maybe
he
not.
could be the Templar.
The Templar, yeah, that's true. Templar leader.
That would be
cool.
odd to announce him as the first person they've attached to the project, and he's not the
Psych,
principal
he's the
actor.
villain.
Like
Yes.
he appears in a scene in the background at a cafe, waving.
He has a walk-on.
So-
role.
Look, there was Michael Fassbender.
It's said that he is going to... It's said that he's set to star in the film, so he'll have a
Well,
lead
the villain
role
is
in
a
it.
star, too.
That's true.
And you have to have a good villain to have a good
Heath
hero.
Ledger got the Oscar for Batman, okay?
Well
Not
deserved.
Christian Bale.
That's true.
But yeah, that's coming out August 2015.
Yeah. I
around the
really,
corner.
really hope it's not Connor who's the main character.
I don't think so. I think even... I'm talking out of my ass here. I'm talking off the top of my head. This is when I get in trouble. I feel like I read an article recently. It might have been an AMA on Reddit that the Assassin's Creed developers were having, where they were very frank about it, and they admitted that they acknowledged that there were problems, that they listened to fans of the Assassin's Creed series when it came to AC3, and that they would not be revisiting the Connor storyline
That's what I heard
anytime
as well.
soon.
Yeah. But funny enough, have you been playing any Assassin's Creed 4?
I'm actually waiting for the next gen to play it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what Michael was upset too, because he started playing as well for 360, and that game originally natively is set in 1080, right? Specifically for
Yes.
Xbox One. Yeah. So he was like, "Oh crap, why did I already buy this? I could just wait, but I'm already so far in it." So he's just gonna finish it. But it is funny that you play as Connor's grandfather the entire time.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's still like connected, but they're like, okay, we're just not gonna talk about him
Well,
anymore.
that guy was kind of useless. Let's
His
go back in
grandfather,
time.
though, huge
Yeah.
badass.
Super
he's,
awesome.
He's tatted up all over the place. He harpoons whales, which makes me a little sad inside.
This guy,
but
only a quarter of that guy.
Yeah,
So,
it's true. Have you been playing any of it? Aside
I haven't
from
played any of it yet. I've been doing,
the Let's Plays you guys do. But that's
well,
it.
that too. But
Yeah.
no, I've got so many games to catch up on. I notice every night I'm still playing a little GTA 5
It's
too.
really fun.
They're finally going to release the Beach Bum updates next week.
That's
I
right.
saw that. Yeah.
Looking forward to free update too.
Yeah. They
And the money is rolled out
the
as well.
stimulus finally went out. As we were on the air last week on the patch, they rolled it out. I logged in.
Our gift to you. You're welcome, Internet.
I logged in, got the money, logged out. I have not been back on since then.
Didn't buy anything with it. Yeah, I got it, and then that was it.
I should invest it. That way when I go back later, like in a couple months, it's like, oh shit, I've got like $7 million now.
Still nothing to invest it in.
Are you
Can't
gonna
do
hop
anything
in
with
whenever
it.
they add the speedboat though? Come back. The speedboat from Chinatown.
We'll see.
No. Okay.
Yeah, you
I don't
big
know.
fan of
I'm-
speedboats, or
I like
I
them.
should buy a boat.
you should buy a boat. Why haven't you bought a boat?
I don't know. I
In
should.
real life,
Yeah.
why don't you go? There's still a little lake
If
left.
you
You
bought
can go
a
puddle
boat
around.
We could go on Lake Travis and hang out and
I
have
mean,
it
you
be
could
like,
just go in a tiny circle because that's all that's left. It's like
true.
a puddle.
It is puddle Travis.
Everyone gets their boat in there together, and it's just like
You
boat
just walk
up against boat.
across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just stand.
We
next
could
to
run
each
an
other.
extension
That's
cord and
what
play
a
some
local
games
joke.
cases.
No one gets it. That's Lake Travis is a local lake, and it's almost empty.
But
Now
what
it's a local puddle.
fitting party boat for Gus. It's like, hey, are you even like floating right now? No, get in here.
We're totally
Yeah, we're just grounded on the bottom of the used to
we're
be lake
drunk.
here.
still get seasick though.
That's just the tequila.
So I guess Rocket talked a bit about standalone DayZ.
Oh yeah, and then they're still chasing that.
Still working on it.
Network code is just
That
still not
dream.
up to snuff. Yeah.
He said that there's still optimization, still working on bugs, and that he refuses to announce a release date or talk about even
Yeah,
potential
why
windows
not?
because he says that he doesn't know and he doesn't think they'll hit it. And if he says a particular date is not attainable, people will ask, well, what about the day after?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the day after?
That's the nature
He's
of the
in a
internet.
great position. he has at this point he probably has a reasonable expectation that whenever it drops, it will make money. So take your
There
time. And
is
do it
the
right.
danger of waiting too long.
There is. There
And-
hasn't been a lot of products though. I mean, I think the fact that other game came out and sucked so hard has, in some ways, kind of scared off some other people that may have thought about doing a quickie game in that genre.
Well, the question is, are people still excited about DayZ though? Like, I was a big DayZ player. If DayZ standalone came out tomorrow, I have other games I'd play first. You know.
Well, here's the thing. So, I mean, it's essentially it is its own sequel. Just like you are waiting for a sequel to any other series, this game came out. It had an early product that was all right, and now it's coming out with a more polished second product that's going to be different from the original. It's a sequel.
I had not thought about it that way. For me, it was just like I played the beta, and now I'm waiting for the actual full release.
You can look at it that
Like,
way too.
Before
yeah.
it was just like a proof of concept.
Yeah.
And now it's like I'm waiting for the meat. Like I really want to get into it.
You'll probably get into it. It was huge here for a while, like whenever the beta came out. And you guys were thinking about doing a Let's Play on it as well. So maybe that could be brought up again?
It would.
No,
the
why?
problem with doing
Why
a Let's
would you
Play.
say that? Every comment on YouTube is now DayZ Let's Play.
It's true.
The problem is
Let's bring
the
that
map
back.
is so
No.
big, and you don't have vehicles or anything. You could potentially spawn kilometers apart from each other and
Yep.
be like, "We're going to spend 3 hours trying to meet up."
Man, don't worry. There are people that
I
want to
was going
solve
to say
that for us.
2-part Let's Play. It's like Fuel Part 3, and then like going in.
The problem is our average life
God knows there's a Part
expectancy-
2 of Fuel waiting right now.
Oh, it's in the wings. The problem is our average life expectancy in any game is like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
For Gavin, like 2 seconds.
well, yeah. I mean, Gavin would arrive. This is what would happen. I will tell you how it would work. We would all finally
Break it
arrive
down,
at
Ryan.
one spot, and Gavin would somehow have gotten a car. He would plow over all of us and then explode.
I thought you were going to say Gavin would come running into the group, and then 5 seconds later, you'd see the
thousand
tsunami
zombies.
of
That
zombies
too.
that had trailed him into there.
Have you watched any of The Walking Dead lately?
No.
Okay, I won't spoil anything. Similar scenario. But that happens a lot in The Walking Dead, so it's cool.
Okay, that's exactly how I figured it would go.
Zombies are there.
That's the best way to introduce a character, right? Is have him chased by a horde of zombies.
He just runs into the scene. That'd be awesome.
Hi, my name is Phil. Ah!
See you, Phil. Good luck.
In other news, I know we're running real short in time. See, we've only got
No, there's still plenty of
a
sand
few
left.
minutes. You're making it go faster.
Oh,
Nah, no, it's
Ryan,
good. It's good.
stop
I'll
playing
just
God.
turn it back over. There we
No,
go. Oh, okay,
you can't
no,
do
we're good.
that. Time only goes forward, never backwards.
The Mad King
Well,
strikes again.
it appears like it goes down, not up,
Yes, you are correct.
until gravity changes.
Or north, according to Kara. So apparently, FTL is launching an iPad version next year, as well as an advanced edition. And I guess if you've already purchased the PC version, you'll also get the iPad version.
Really?
It seems like, yeah. No, wait, no, never mind. If you've already purchased the normal version, you get the new advanced edition, which I'm all for. I
Upgrades.
loved FTL.
Yeah.
I still have not ever finished it.
Really? You know, that's the whole reason I had never picked it up was because I remember you guys talking about how you get to the end of it and then it's just bullshit. Or is that not true?
Well, you get to the end of it, and then the end is further than you think.
Okay.
It's fucking hard.
Well, then it's like nigh impossible.
It's an enjoyable challenge.
Okay.
It's like
All right, I'll pick
it's
it up.
like you can play it knowing you're not going to finish it, but it's like I got that close. Or but when you do get far, like when you beat your own personal best, it's a real accomplishment. You have like a real sense of
Wait, so
yeah,
can
I
you
did
beat it?
Did
Yeah,
this.
you can.
Okay. So it's just
I don't
you
know
haven't yet.
anybody personally But
I'm
I've heard
amazed you
stories.
haven't. You've been FTLing for a while now. Like,
Yeah,
I used to go over to your desk to try and get files, and I was like, oh, I
FTL.
guess I see you're playing.
So with the first time I played it, I was like, I'm good at games. I can play this on hard.
No.
Absolutely not.
So wait, you haven't beat it on normal?
I have not beat it on normal.
Do you get certain?
That's intimidating.
It's hard.
Do you have to repeat the game and do it on certain difficulty levels to get certain achievements or accomplishments?
There's like different ship unlocks.
Okay.
You can get like different types of ships you can play.
Cool.
And it's currently on Steam
Yes.
and coming to iPad or already on
Coming
iPad?
to iPad.
Okay.
So yeah, it's on Steam right now, and I think you can also buy it like through their website, not on Steam.
Speaking of on iPad, though, did you know XCOM is on iOS?
Yeah, I can't imagine playing it.
Really? I
On a
would.
touch
It's funny
six
because
screen.
were it not for achievements, I would think that would be a great way to consume that game because there's absolutely nothing on it that's first person-y.
It probably
It's
kills
all
your
tactical,
the
top down.
The problem I have with gaming on an iPad or an iPhone is I feel like it always drains your battery,
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah, of course.
like fast.
it's batteries. You're not gonna ever keep them forever.
I'll play an hour of Tiny Wings and my phone's almost dead.
Has anybody played that Death Star Tiny Tower yet?
No. I will absolutely play it though.
I played the original. God, was it called Tiny Tower? I played the original version of that game a bit when it came out. I'd be willing to try Death Star version.
Was one of the RTX members in the Gauntlet playing that behind the scenes when we were waiting on set? I think he
I
might have
don't
been.
remember.
And if so, I think I did play it and I enjoyed it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Inside sneak peek.
I've been enjoying watching the Gauntlet the past
It's
couple
awesome.
episodes. It's been
It
pretty
was
fun.
so fun to film.
It was a lot of fun.
Great.
Lots of good food too.
Yeah, that too.
I
Yeah.
got to eat a lot.
If you
Right.
could eat, occasionally there was like 1 or 2 days when lunch ran out before everyone was done.
Wow, you just got to get to the front line.
Ryan over here eating three
I
tacos.
did not eat one of those days. All right. Well, we are just about at time. That's the
Bye,
expiration.
Sand.
I'm going to wait here. There, it's all gone. No, you can't do that. We don't have another hour. I do not have another hour worth of topics. So,
Prince of Persia, go. Get it.
we got to rewind. So, thanks everyone for joining us this
Thank
week on the
you.
Patch. We'll be back on Monday with another episode of RT Podcast, and then next Wednesday. Don't show the flashing thing.
Oh no, don't do that again.
Bye.
No, go out on this.